LSU football reports to training camp today. We will get our first sign and look at them on the field coming up this afternoon. We will be out there. We'll have a chance to listen to some of the press and some of the feedback. All right, let's go around the room. Who are you most excited about seeing?
John Emery. I mean, it's just ready to see him actually play like the John Emery we've expected for the past, 3 years? So
that's a good one. What you got, Lloyd?
Quarterbacks. Is that too easy?
Yeah.
Yeah, you want the easy answer.
Mason Smith.
Mason
Smith.
Yeah? Harold Perkins for me. Katie, you got him?
John Emery was mine. They would
John
take
Emery?
mine.
Yeah. What about you, Bree?
Definitely John,
We can
but
have the same
also
one.
the progress in the other running backs in that room. Because
Yeah.
I think that's something that wasn't really talked about that much in the offseason. It was quarterbacks, receivers, D-line. But I want to see the depth in the running room and also the improvements of the O-line.
You know the running back that keeps popping up that nobody talks about? It's Trey Bradford.
Mm-hmm.
His name comes up a
They
lot.
like him a lot.
forget that he's back sometimes.
Versatility.
Yep.
Can help you out in a little bit of a different way than the other guy. It looks like Armani Goodwin's going to be the backup.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I really feel like the more – and this is just early camp chatter. I mean, you still got to go out there and get on the field and see and figure it out. Noah Kane, I think, is going to get, obviously, some action, and he'll be in the mix for sure, and it'll be a good competition to see who's going to be the backup to John Emery. But it feels like Armani Goodwin's got a little bit of a head start, obviously, by being on campus, but it feels like he might be set to take that role. How about you, Stewie? Who are you looking forward to seeing?
I'm looking at the defensive backs. A lot of new faces.
7.
A lot of new bodies. I want to see if Seven Banks is going to be outside corner. Is he going to play slot? Or where is he going to be? Sage Ryan, see where he's at in year 2. Mekhi Gardner, see if he's actually cornerback 1. And Jay Ward, we know what Jay Ward is going to bring.
Yeah.
So
I saw that they put out the video, the Freak of the Week, what they're doing over at LSU with Jake Flint. I mentioned we talked to Jake Flint over here on the Culotta show. He's going to stop in here over the next couple of weeks. He's going to get through the first part of training camp. In fact, probably when school gets back in. When do y'all start school?
August 22nd.
So right around the 22nd, we'll have Coach Flint in here and ask him about the offseason and ask him about some of the changes to the strength and conditioning department to get LSU ready for the fall. But it's going to be a really intriguing fall camp from the sense of everybody that everybody mentioned, the names that everyone brought up, I think has a lot of intrigue to it. And even, moreover, you can dive into some other stories like Kayshawn. I think that, from just a standpoint of where is the best player on this team right now? Where is he from a health standpoint? How is he feeling? What's he going to look like here early on in fall camp? I mentioned Harold Perkins on just seeing him in the uniform and seeing him out there and as a option.
Pay the fine.
Jeez.
Loose cannon.
But just as an option on defense. And then even like storylines like Jack Besh just working out at wide receiver.
Right.
Like kind of putting him in a natural position and seeing where he fits in. Linebacker room. I think what you got at defensive line. It'll be fun to see all those guys working together and Quincy in the mix with, Ali Gay and B.J. Ojolari and Jacoby and Guillory and Jaquelin Roy and, even Mingo, from Missouri, who had a great summer.
He's going to start, right?
He's going to play
Tiger.
a ton.
Yeah.
He's going to play a
I don't
ton.
think we're talking about that enough. He's going to be a player.
Yeah.
Like everything, even when he came in here, and it was everybody that went against him was like, y'all aren't talking enough about Winko's he's a freak.
Yeah.
I guess it's because of his size or whatever that people really maybe.
short D lineman.
Yeah,
I don't like
it's
that.
not the prototypical size when you have Mason Smith. But it's like everything that he does, it's only good stuff. It's always good news when you hear about Mekhi Wingo.
No, it is. I agree. It is. And even having the opportunity to talk to him, you see immediately
Absolutely gets it.
the principles that translate to why coaches would love this guy. You
Right.
know what I mean? Just because he is super passionate about everything around football. You know what I mean? Like anything that makes him a better player or a better person to help the locker room or the team, he's all in on. And it's not all talk. Like that's the deal about him. Like, it's easy to say those things.
Yeah, I'll go 100% every drill.
And
like,
then you
no,
look
he
up,
does. Like,
and
the
he's like the leader of
numbers.
the SWAT team.
Yeah.
He's the Iron Tiger, the guy that's everybody's talking about. Jamar Cain, when he sat down, he mentioned him. I mean,
Out of Missouri.
everybody brings him up.
This
You
man
know,
my game.
Yeah.
Matt House loved him.
Yeah.
I mean, it's I think he will.
That's one thing I'm
He's gonna play
really
the Titans.
interested to see what defense they come out in. Like what type? What's the scheme? Is it a 3-man front, 4-man front?
I think that they're going to have to be multiple.
Yeah.
And I think that their personnel doesn't really dictate. You don't have. I mean, unless Jacoby and Guillory, which he was built for when he was recruited, he looks totally different.
Right.
I mean, he doesn't look like
Like a
that.
three-tech.
Like the plug the nose. You know what I mean? Like put him over the ball and just let him eat up blockers. He doesn't. He's not built like that anymore. You know what I mean? If anybody's built like that, it would be Mason Smith.
Yeah.
Right.
And do you put him there to sacrifice his? I want to see Mason Smith standing up.
yeah, on the
I mean,
outside.
like, you know, I want to see him coming off the edge in a couple of packages. I want to see B.J. Ojulari in space.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I want to see what some of these guys. I want to see Gay, Ojulari, and Mason Smith as a 3-man front. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh,
pick
good
your
God.
poison.
Get ready.
You know what I mean? Like, and then the guys that you can play behind, and like put like Harold Perkins and Mike Jones Jr. and Baskerville and Greg Penn behind him, and let's see. You know what I mean? The guys that can run, tackle, take on blocks, get after the quarterback. I mean, they're going to be a nightmare on defense. And I think the things that House can do, if you want to run a 4-man front, you can put Jaquelin, Jacoby, and BJ and Ali Gay standing up. I mean, give me 4 better than that. That you got to put your hands on everybody in that instance. On Jaquelin, you might have to get 4 hands on me. You might have to double him up. I mean, it's and now you got a single on Ali Gay,
And Mason Smith.
or you got a single on Mason Smith or BJ Ojulari. Good luck. Good, and I'm talking to everybody. I'm talking to Alabama, Texas A&M. Everybody is going to have issues with this defensive line if they can stay healthy and they can continue to develop. Think if they find a role for Quincy. Think if they find a role for Savion Smith.
I'd say 3rd down packages.
I mean, just
Oh, we're going Mustang coach. We're going back to
They could.
3rd and
Yeah.
Chavis.
you could.
Yeah.
I mean, you could.
You have the personnel.
could. You could do
They got. I mean,
whatever you really want to do from a
and I think it's good.
multiple standpoint.
And I think now, I mean, obviously Orgeron was obsessed with the 4-man front, and he wouldn't really allow them to be multiple. But you saw what happened whenever Durante Jones was able to run his defense and kind of unleash those guys against. I would say what the Alabama game was when you saw like do whatever you want.
Yes.
Like I'm
Well, it was
cooked.
obvious.
Yeah,
it was obvious. I mean, Ogeron was like flipping Saban off.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
yeah,
like
he
he
was
was
grabbing his dick at
he was a
people.
fan with a great seat
Wait,
and a
was he-
headset.
Was he really flicking Saban off?
I mean, he was like, remember they went for it on 4th
Yeah,
down? He
he
was
was
like
like-
he was looking
Yeah.
at him and doing
yeah.
like
He
the,
on-
dude, he was
He
on
was on
something.
10. He was
I'm
on 10.
telling
He was
you,
on
bro.
10.
He was, you know what? I'm getting $15 million and I'm out of here.
I just learned,
You
yeah.
know, like-
I'm gonna do it the way I've
$50
always
million
wanted to
right.
do it.
And
Go
for the
for it.
first time, it felt like he let these guys do their job. It felt like Jake Peace was calling the offense and
Durante.
Durante.
Durante
the
Jones was
defense.
calling the defense.
He
I mean,
probably-
Mike Jones was out there. You're like,
Ah.
where the hell has this guy been?
Oh, we
Y'all
have Mike
gonna
Jones Jr.
Did I say Savion Smith? I meant Savion Jones.
Savion.